So, I just got back from hanging out with my parents, which was an interesting experience. Um, Still sober, didn't drink with them or anything. I brought over a like 4-pack of LaCroix and like a family sized thing of sushi. And I had my vape and I had my weed pen. So I am under the influence of weed right now, but I think that I should make a video anyways. Um, so people can understand that. Well, so I can, honestly, at this point, these videos are to show my therapist and just kind of, I don't know, be able to actually diagnose me, what I'm doing. By the way, I also figured that since my vacuum cleaner broke earlier, after I just replaced the belt, it sucked up my boot, and the brand new belt that I just put on broke. So for the second time tonight, I am replacing the belt on this vacuum cleaner. And I think the reason I wanted to make this video while taking apart a vacuum cleaner is to show the ADHD brain, and how it kind of works on like right now I smoked an indica kush dab pen that I have, and before I was smoking a lot of sativa and homegrown that my dad had grown and everything, and I was smoking it because it was free or whatever, but it was just like making me feel anxious. A lot of weeds do, like hybrids and all that kind of stuff. I talked to my friend Crystal, and she said that I should stick with like heavy indicas, which has been helping tremendously. Um, so yeah, to give you an idea of what I'm doing, there is a panel on the bottom of this that you have to take all, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws out. There are 2 screws on the top corners. There is 2 screws. There's 2 screws right here, 1 screw right here. There's 1 screw right down here that you don't want to forget. And then there is a tricky hidden one right here. And this is actually where the belt goes over. So that's where we're trying to get to. So now that we have, let's make sure that we have all the screws out before we go pulling on anything. So yep, we have all the screws out. We can confirm that. So now we just pull that off. As you can see, brand new belt is broken. It sucked up a boot because I was being lazy. Kitty, come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. You're in the shot. Nobody wants to see your cat butt. Nobody wants to see your cat butt. Come here. So, this was, I sucked up a boot because I was being lazy, and, well, I was not being lazy, I was cleaning, but I didn't, like, bend over to pick it up or anything, and so it sucked the boot, like, straight into this thing, and it just wrapped around it, and, like, it was not happy for a bit, and, the belt broke, But yeah, it works by you have this piece right here, which just pulls out, and it's got 2 slots that just go into either side. And then you have your belt, and how you get it on, there is in here, see that post right back there? One side of it, I believe it's the outside, yeah. There's the motors right there. So the outside of this is open enough to where you can flatten the belt, slip it by there, and then it'll be behind that post, and it'll be riding on this like pulley gear kind of thing. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So you gotta kind of like, you can't put it in there like that, you know. You gotta like flatten it out like that, and then push it up in there. All right. So now, as you can see, we have our belt on the actual thing. Here is where we want it. There is a little bit of, you can see the burnt rubber where this got stuck because of the boot. This pretty much got stuck right here, and then this burned off. So we're gonna, yeah, it's probably all right. It's just a vacuum cleaner. It's not like I don't know how to replace the belt if it breaks again. So this part right here goes over the belt, and then you have to line this slot up onto the inside of this, like so. And then you pull up on this side, and this side's flat, so you have to make sure it's going the right way, and then you can, just gotta make sure it's going the right way. There we go. So now it's, well, it's hooking. And you can kind of, if you hold it there, you can roll it, and you can see how the belt runs on the motor. Right there. All right, now that everything mechanically is back together, all we have to do is take our panel, right? Make sure our thing's in there. Oh, it's not in there. Oh, look, now it's in there. There we go. That's better. It must have popped out, or I didn't put it in all the way. So always make sure you seat things in all the way. And that's why you check everything before you put it back together. And you want to just push that on there so everything seats up nicely where you want it. Right? That way you're not fumbling, hooking, trying to get a screw going this way and all that kind of stuff. Gotta take our little guy here. And this has a slot on each side. You push that in. And then, oh no, let's I have to take the panel back off. Take that, put that there, and then put the panel on. Some models you can just clip in. Some of them you have to put this on first. Because this goes like up to this, and then the screw goes right there. Okay. Alright, so now everything is back together. Our belt is new and on. And yeah, now I just put all the screws back in. Shit. Well, I don't know. So back to what I was talking about after I zoned out there for a little bit. I mean, my parents were nice and everything like that. They're always nice to me. It's not like they're mean. I'm just, I'm triggered by anybody who's around me, um, drinking and everything. But I guess it's, a lot of people I've separated myself from, and I've separated myself, like, I don't go to bars anymore, um, which, like, that used to be, like, one of my favorite things to do, is fucking go to the bar. Because, it's a bunch of people who are, like, pretty much, like, they're the same addict as you. They're the same kind of addict, getting drunk and everything. Um, but they're all in denial, and it's like that's the culture of that, like, heavy drinking community. Even just, like, because I used to be like binge drinking. I wasn't like drinking like every day, but like when I would drink, bro, holy fuck, I would, like, I think I've mentioned this before, but I don't know how many times I have, like, woken up on the bathroom floor, puking, like all this kind of, like, it's alcoholism is fucking crazy, bro. Like, it really, and it's not like there's levels to this shit. My version of alcoholism is not like happy, fun Alex drunk. I mean, it is like that that mentality of drinking and everything like that. Like, I like I don't even know if it's the alcohol, but I love the social aspect of, like, a bunch of people gathering together. And I think a lot of people in my life, a lot of us grew up in that same environment of, like, you're sitting there and you're fucking around people who are drinking all the time. And, like, that's, like, the normal thing to do in the family and whatever. And, that's perfectly okay. They're still your family. I have no problems with any addict ever. I don't care if you don't want to get sober. This is my choice. I still love you. Everybody. Like, it's such a spectrum, because there are people who are, like, so far to, like, one side of, like, complete abstinence from everything, and I have no idea how. And even then, like people who are sober and everything like that, like, when I take B12, I get anxious. I feel like I'm doing a drug, you know? Or like when I took, like, the lion's mane mushrooms, like, supplements and all that kind of stuff. That stuff, like, it makes me feel like I'm still using, but I'm just like and like caffeine is the same way. Nicotine is the same way. It's so, like, socially acceptable forms of addiction. So, like, my mentality is that this is not about being completely without substances. This is about substance abuse and how I was abusing myself with substances. Because that is exactly what I was doing. I was detrimental to my own well-being, and, like, it was like a version, like, okay, like, I'm an emo kid, whatever. When I was younger, I used to cut myself. I have I have scars and stuff like that from self-harm. um like, like, this has been an ongoing struggle for my whole life, unfortunately. um I was talking to my parents earlier, and like, you know, we have good conversations. Like, they're very intelligent people. They were asking me about, you know, how I felt and everything. I told them, you know, that I'm going into recovery, and you know, like I said my whole thing about how like I, you know, don't care if other people drink or whatever, but like I am not a person who can handle drinking. Hey, baby. Um, and it's just, you know, it's the accepting the reality that cat butt, come here, baby. Accepting the reality that that I do have mental issues, because like I don't, nobody wants to have problems with themselves. For me, it's like, you know, kind of an embarrassing thing to admit that I do have issues, because like I am intelligent, and because I'm intelligent, I get like cocky about my intelligence, and there's like a lot of ego in like the fact that I know so that I'm so nerdy. Like, oh, you're strong, but I'm smart. You know, like I was getting beaten up in school and like picked on and shit. So I was like, okay, if I can't be Mr. Macho fucking strong guy, I'm gonna be the skinny nerd who like knows how to fix shit, knows how to like speak and talk and, you know, and write and express themselves. Like I was going to express myself no matter what. Um, and I was going to rebel against whatever anybody told me to do, even if it was good for me. I have no idea how many lessons in my life that I have learned before I taught them to myself. It's kind of crazy to think about it. Um, but yeah, fucking it's difficult today. And actually, I think hold on, I may be